Well, it's been nearly 100 days tomorrow, and of course, it's always been media versus Donald Trump. And while everyone's been evaluating the president's progress thus far, it's also important to ask, what about the mainstream media's first 100 days? Joining me now to discuss, Gina Loudon and Sarah Westwood. Ladies, CNN put out some sort of scoreboard, and I was shocked by some of the things they said. Perhaps I shouldn't have been, but they used the terms, quote, caged animal, quote, unique blend of paranoia and distrust. I mean, Sarah, I think that underscores the fact that, maybe the media doesn't like President Trump.
Yeah, well, the White House calls that as presumptive negativity. They say that reporters approach every story with an assumption that it's going to be negative. They're looking for the worst angle, and to a certain extent, that's true. I mean, you look at the way stories are framed and the context that's sometimes omitted. A great example of that would be at the beginning of the administration when Rex Tillerson was starting to come into the State Department. There were some high-profile departures of some top officials, and the Washington Post and other outlets quickly reported that as these officials resigning in protest over the Trump inauguration. And pretty quickly we learned that actually those officials had been asked to leave because the State Department was going to be reorganized, because Tillerson wanted to bring in some of his own people. Right. But that story was reported as negatively as possible, and that's sort of the way we've seen lots of these stories reported.
Yeah, Gina, I mean, business as usual, and obviously the typical missteps of a new administration, particularly one led by someone who wasn't a professional politician, yet the media, just magnified anything that it could and obviously twisted it in certain ways.
Yeah, it's like the person with lung cancer that won't quit smoking, Charles. The media and the Democrats are dying on the vine because they refuse to see what they did wrong in 2016. And they're relying on statistics by the same skewed media polls that they relied on, saying that Trump could never win. Remember that? And so here they are now, and you have them citing this approval rating of Trump in the mid-40s, completely ignoring the fact that their own approval ratings, or trustworthy ratings, the media's that is,
right,
are in the low 30s, and that more than 98%, exactly 98% of those surveyed, right, who voted for Trump still would vote for him again. So
overwhelmingly, the people who voted for Trump continue to back him. Ladies, I've got to move on because we've got an update on this really big breaking news right before the hour, of course, and that's North Korea launching yet another missile test. Fox News